Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And in today's video, I just wanted to go over a brief look at what I wore throughout the week last week, just to get a sense of what I'm actually wearing out of my collection. So the weather is starting to really cool down. Last week was about the last few days of warm weather that I think we're going to be having where I'm at in the Midwest. A couple of days finished out there with highs around the high 70s, close to the 80s, but as of right now we're dipping down into the 20s and capping out at highs in the low 30s. So I got a nice little bit of variety and a couple fall fragrances that are really good in those transitional periods to wear last week. I also got to try out some further wearings, full wearings on some fragrances that I've done first impressions on recently as well. So starting off with Monday, we had, I believe it was in the high 50s throughout the most of the day. It was a little bit cloudy and windy, so I recently got my hands on this fragrance and I wanted to get some full wearings out of it. Really lovely, nice tobacco, hay, honey. That is Serge Luton's Sergi. Picked it up for just under $115 for this 100 ml from FragranceNet. I ended up getting a compliment from a coworker at work, and they actually looked it up and were planning on buying it themselves, that they were so impressed. They said that it reminded them of Christmas. I personally think that it's great for any of these winter holiday dinner events like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm leaning a little bit more into Thanksgiving. It's just got that hay note, tobacco, just honey, some certain sensibilities that trigger more of a Thanksgiving vibe for me than Christmas. But yeah, Monday, Sergi, I think it worked really well with that kind of gray, windy autumn tinge of coldness. Like I said, it was still in the 50s, and right now we're really getting into that winter-esque temperature range, like here in the 20s. But so Monday, Serge Luton's Sergi was my scent of the day. And then Tuesday, I think I busted this out a little bit, maybe prematurely. I think it's better suited to this like lower temperature autumn, 30, 40, 20 degree weather. But busted this one out on Tuesday, which also was a little bit gray, windy, cold, but still in the 50s range. But that is Mason Martin Margiela's Jazz Club. Nice boozy tobacco, really well blended. This was just, like I said, I think close into the 50s, 60s range. It was a little bit too warm still for this one to really shine and cut through the cold the way that it does. So I'm looking forward to maybe getting some more wears out of this one this week. But that was my Tuesday scent of the day, Jazz Club. Okay, so Wednesday, temperatures started to rise again, and we were getting like a nice mid-70s for the weather. It was like pretty sunny, nice change of pace from the cold, cloudy, rainy days that we had Monday, Tuesday. So I was working late that day though, and I work as a delivery driver at a restaurant, so I am outside in the elements, so it really gives me a chance to kind of appreciate the different nuances of wearing fragrance throughout the course of the seasonal changes in full effect, So since it was really warm during the day when the sun was out, we had like high 70s. After the sun was going down here, like in the autumn time, it can really drop quite a bit. So I think we ended up down into like the 40s by the nighttime. So I wanted something that could be nice and fruity and sort of fresh during the daytime, but also still carry a little bit of depth and warmth and substance here as the night started to creep in. And so for Wednesday, I went with this Desert Toxic by the House of Mikolev. So this is a blackcurrant cannabis sweet, fresh fragrance. It's like almost got some blue fragrance sensibilities, but it's a little bit more gourmandish than shower gel. But yeah, really beautiful, nice combinations of all the different elements of fragrance notes to just kind of create a well-balanced fragrance that was able to dance along with the changing temperatures that were going on that Wednesday, from the highs into the lows and the course of the sun up to sundown range of temperatures. So yeah, that was my Wednesday fragrance of the day, Desert Toxic by the House of Mikolev. Moving on to Thursday, which was again very high temperatures, getting close to the 80s, really sunny. Even at nighttime, it was still pretty warm after the sun went down, still like in the 60s range, and so I assumed that it was going to be the last really warm day that we had for the remainder of the year, and I wanted to get some more wears out of this one because it gives me good projection when the sun is hitting my skin, and that is Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Toilette. So I'm definitely planning on getting some wearing out of the Eau de Parfum as the temperatures start to cool down this autumn. But still really love this one. I think it's a little bit more versatile than the Eau de Parfum, and although throughout the day I kind of was wishing that Thursday that I might have put on Terre d'Hermes, because I think it would have been also a really great fragrance for that really warm autumnal experience. But this one was also just super enjoyable. Just catching wafts of it throughout the day as I was going in and out of the car, because like I said, the heat hitting my skin helps it project a little bit more for me. So beautiful tobacco, ginger, fresh and sweet at the same time fragrance. So that was my Thursday scent of the day, last warm day of the year. At least that's how it's looking right now. And then so for Friday, yeah, so this is going to be my Friday scent of the day. Recently got this one as well and did a first impressions on it, and I was not that impressed at the first impressions, but the more I've gotten a chance to do some full wearings with this one, I think it might be one of, if not my favorites in the line, and that is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Intense. So my first impressions went kind of poorly with this one because it is not as rich and dense and sweet as the others in the line. Like, I feel like all the others in the line have a really good like denseness and sweet, slight gourmandishness from the almond that makes it almost creamy, whereas this one is really a much more versatile fragrance, something that has a freshness, I believe, from a rose note in here that helps to really lighten this one up compared to the others. And at first that just took me by surprise, and it was kind of like a stark change from my experience with this line. But the more I've been wearing this one, the more I've grown to love it. It's perfectly versatile for cold weather, but I feel like the coldness of the rose in here makes this wearable, definitely for like an office fragrance or a year-round climate controlled type of environment. And it's got a really nice little chili pepper opening, and so yeah, sweet and spicy, fresh, just hitting so many right notes, this one. And Friday it dropped back down to, you know, the high 50s throughout the day. So this one was a nice accent to that sort of transitional weather. But yeah, this one's definitely been growing on me, I would say. So that was Friday scent of the day, and then Saturday, I am off on Saturday and Sunday, so it was just kind of me hanging out around the house, and Saturday is when the temperatures really began to plummet. So we started getting into the high 30s for our highs, and then the high 20s for our lows. and this was a good opportunity to kind of break into my more cold weather, heavy fall fragrances, and so I went with Jaipur Om by the House of Boucheron. Perfumer is Anik Menardo. This is a beautiful, creamy, powdery, spicy cinnamon vanilla barbershop style fragrance. Really beautiful holiday festive sort of vibes going on with this one. One of my top picks for wearing on holiday dinners like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I actually went and had some dinner with my brother and my parents that night, and I wore this. Yeah, really been looking forward to bust this one out. It's a little bit too rich and dense for how warm things have been, but it was a really pleasant wear to break out on these first really cold days of this autumn. So that was Jaipur Om, Eau de Parfum. And then Sunday, my scent of the day, and one that I did a full review on Sunday, is Colors Man Black by the House of Benetton. This is a real hidden gem, hard to come by. It is sporadically restocks on discounters, but it's not discontinued. Nutmeg, lavender, vanilla, oud are some of the main notes in this fragrance. It's just like really festive, really approachable, soft, warm, dark, powdery, a little bit green from the lavender in there. It's got like a nice aromatic touch, good projection. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this one. It really accented that super cold weather that was coming in. Guys got me in the mood for the run up to the holidays, you know, like this whole Black Friday season. Just all of that sort of sweater weather, scarf vibes going on. Doesn't smell anything like Burberry's London, but it puts me in the same mood that one does, of just this like upcoming autumnal transitioning into winter holiday season. So that was the fragrances that I've actually been wearing, what out of my collection that I've been reaching for my week of, I think today's the 13th or the 14th of November, so sort of the second week of November here in the American Midwest. Let me know what your scent of the day today is and what you've been wearing and reaching for as the weather's been changing for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Appreciate you. Thanks. Take care.